Well, welcome back, folks. Today's video is going to be a discussion around the three welders that I have. And no, I didn't buy all these welders. I'll talk about that more in a few minutes, but we're going to talk in a little more detail about each one of the three. In my latest edition, which is this TIG welder right here that was loaned to me by a good friend of mine. So let's get in a little bit more detail. I've been welding for many years. I learned how to initially weld in the early 1970s. as part of a tech program, an automotive tech program at our local high school. It was, I think, a 2-year program, 2 or 4, I don't remember anymore. It was a long time ago, over 50 years ago, well over 55 years ago. And one of the basic parts of the curriculum, we had to learn how to stick weld. And I never was a very good stick welder. I did get through the training and could run a bead, and I still can. It's just I'm not very good at it. And we'll talk more about stick welding in a minute. But my go-to welder for years has been this right there, this Lincoln Power MIG 180C. And I bought that welder, oh boy, probably 14, 15 years ago or so. I bought it new. That has been my primary, and really it's been my only welder for all practical purposes I have used for everything. I don't do any aluminum with it, though. I should clarify. I don't do aluminum welding. I don't have a spool gun because I don't really need to do much aluminum, but I've done all kinds of steel. I've repaired motorcycle fenders, done repairs around my pole barn, and welded up things for friends. And in fact, my good buddy Pete from Canada, who has been in my shop a number of times and is a regular viewer of my channel, in fact, we talk regularly, has used this same machine. We did some welding for a project for his, and I really worked him through the basics of how to MIG weld. It's been a great welder, that Lincoln, by the way. Absolutely reliable as time, easy to set up, easy to use. There is a gas bottle in the back. You might not quite be able to see it from this perspective, but it was a little pricey at the time, even 15 years ago. It was a fair amount of money, but it's been a great welder. The primary welder here in this shot is this, what they call the tombstone right there, that Lincoln Electric, that's a stick welder. It does work, actually, and I looked up the serial number, and it dates to 1968. That was given to me quite a few years ago by a good friend of mine, Dan, who didn't need it anymore or didn't use it. I don't know the details, but nonetheless, he dropped it off here one day, probably a decade ago, and I have tested it. It does work, but I don't do a lot of stick welding. I use my MIG welder, but it's the old reliable tombstone style. You can probably figure out where it gets its name from because of the shape here, like a tombstone. And it's 220 volt. All these welders are 220 volt because my shop was wired when it was built with a dedicated circuit for welding. So though I don't use that Lincoln much, in fact, I don't know if I've ever really used it at all, I have tested it and it does work. What I really want to talk about was the TIG welder here in the middle, right there. That was loaned to me by another good friend of mine, Jim, who we've done a lot of projects together in my shop. He has 2 TIG welders. This was his original one. I think he bought it, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, something like that. Maybe even longer than that now. Anyway, he bought a new TIG welder recently in the last year or 2, I believe, and this one wasn't being used. So he asked me if I'd like to use it, and I said, well, sure, I guess. I'm not a TIG welder. I have never TIG welded in my life. I've done a lot of MIG, of course, and I can get by with stick. I have never even touched a TIG welder. So he dropped that off recently, said use it as long as you need to, because he has his other one, and maybe work out a deal later on if I'd like to buy it from him. But in the meantime, he said use it as long as I want because he's not using it. It uses argon gas. You can see, I think, the bottle there in the back, which I do have to get some gas for it. That bottle's empty, he said. I haven't even turned that welder on or plugged it in. One of my projects for this upcoming winter is to teach myself TIG welding. And I know, or I'm told, that TIG welding is a challenge. And I'm going to begin by practicing on steel. I'm not going to jump right to aluminum. But I'm thinking, well, if I can MIG weld and stick weld, I can probably teach myself at least the basics of TIG welding. And that's what I'm intending to do this coming winter, once I get the gas, of course, and figure out how to set it all up and just play around with it a little bit. So I'm not intending to try to become, the expert at TIG welding, but I'm curious more than anything else about TIG welding since I've never done it. Let's take a little closer look here at the items in that duffel bag underneath there. That all of this, by the way, came from my friend. He dropped that entire thing off, so that package. So let's take a little closer what's inside the duffel bag. There's the contents of the duffel bag. It was the full package. He didn't need any of these things, he said, for his new TIG welder, so I'm not sure what provisions he's made for his other welder, his new welder, but nonetheless, he sent everything along. So you got the gun over here, foot control, new tips down here, and a tungsten grinder. Not even 100% sure what that is yet because I haven't used it. And of course, over here we have the regulator that goes with the argon gas tank. So there is a user's manual also that he sent along that's up. It's actually in the house, and I've been flipping through that in the evening, trying to get a grasp or understanding of what's involved here, because I'm starting from scratch. By the way, up in here is a cable to convert from 220 to 110. I don't need that adapter cable. That's what you see right here, because my shop is already wired, has the appropriate plug for this welder. All these welders, in fact, can plug right into the wall. So not everything here will be used, but I got to figure all these details out over the course of the winter. My first stop, of course, in this journey will be picking up a tank of argon gas. And around here, it's worked on an exchange basis. So basically, they don't fill tanks around here. You just drop off your old tank and you take a pre-filled tank with you home, kind of like an LP tank. You probably could get your own tank filled if you wanted to, but that's typically not how it's done here. So I just haven't got around to doing that yet. That's kind of on my list of to-dos here in the next few weeks or so. So on the side, I will be doing some experimentation with a TIG welder, seeing if I can't teach myself over the winter what's involved. This isn't my main project that I'm thinking of for this upcoming winter. That project we'll be talking about in a little more detail in another video. This is going to be really kind of a sidebar project for this upcoming winter. That's going to be it for this video today, folks. A little intro to my welders. And again, just to clarify, the only welder in this group that I actually paid for was the MIG welder over here on the right, the red Lincoln 180C. Tombstone was given to me by a good friend of mine, and the TIG welder is on loan from another good friend of mine. I wouldn't have invested the kind of money necessary to buy all of these welders. I don't do that much welding, and my little Lincoln MIG does everything I needed to do, so I'm very happy with that. That's going to be it for the video today, folks. Any issues, questions, thoughts, drop me a note. Otherwise, as usual, thanks for watching.